For ACUSports.com, I'm Grant Boone. As we talk, some women's basketball practice is about to begin. We've got junior guard Breanna Wright and Julie Goodenough, who is gasping over here at the thought that practice is about to begin. We'll talk to you in just a second. Bree, another season is not quite here, but practice really does kind of signal the beginning of the season, doesn't it? And tell me what for you is going to be most important over these next few weeks getting ready for game one.
I think communication's been a really big key this year. We've really been putting in a lot of time on and off the court, getting to know each other, and that helps push through the practices when they get tough. So I'm just looking forward to the communication to continue growing.
And how different is it, let's say, transitioning for some of your young players out of the high school world where you may play a few games with your teammates in the summer compared to now the collegiate level where you're grinding during the summer, aren't you?
Yes, sir, we are. Basketball is year-round, and that's one thing that we love about it. We wouldn't be here if we didn't love it. So.
Last year, the team was learning really life without the four super seniors who had graduated the year before and led us to great heights. You made the conference tournament. In your mind, what kind of accomplishment was that, and then to win a game when you got there?
It's a really big accomplishment just to go far in your season at any level and any time, but Coach Goodenough always really preaches that it's important to see how far we can go as a team. We don't ever want to stop and set our limits too low, and so we just want to continue to push through and go as far as we can every year.
You bring back a lot of experience, you, Dominic Golightly, others, but there are a lot of new faces. How big of a challenge has that been to work in some new folks into the program?
It's always a challenge when new people come in just because of chemistry. So it's really important to grow and develop during preseason, and that's one thing that we've really been focused on with that communication. I'm excited to see how it will contribute and come into play in games, but you never really know until you get there.
Let's talk to your coach here. You've leaned heavily, haven't you, since the day she got on campus on Breanna Wright. How critical is she to what you're trying to accomplish this year?
She's very critical. Yeah, most experienced player on our team. She's been playing significant minutes since her very first game at the University of Missouri, yes. Or even in Canada. But just her experience, but also just her leadership, her basketball IQ. I think she uses all of the experience that she's had to make her a good leader and just to be an example for our team of, what it looks like to make plays and to get defensive stops. And so she's really looked upon by her teammates to be a good example.
We do have some new faces, but one of the new players on the court, Lexi Duque, was here last year, and you kept telling me that you were champing at the bit and how hard it was to look down and see her not in uniform. She couldn't play. She was transferring from Rice. When you consider what she could mean, how important has it been for her to at least have been here now for a year?
Oh yeah, I mean it was a great season for her just to be able to observe our program, just understand the culture, like who we are, what do we want to be known for, and then for her to go through a practice with us. She's so far ahead of like the freshmen coming in just because she's been here. Although she has not gone through the gauntlet of travel for the Southland yet. That'll be fun for her. And hasn't played against Southland opponents. She just brings a lot of experience as well. She played a lot of minutes before she came here, and she just exudes toughness in everything that she does, and that's where she's been just an invaluable asset to our program. All last season, she beat up her teammates all last year and helped them, get tougher physically, get tougher mentally. And now this year, I think we're going to really benefit from that toughness in games.
A couple of other names that we'll see, some new faces here that you've brought in either as freshmen or transfers that we're going to get to know here in these next few weeks leading up to game one.
Jazz Taylor will be someone I think that will turn into kind of a crowd favorite. She's just a playmaker. She goes super hard all the time, similar to Lexi Duque. We're really excited about her being here. She was a big leader for her team at Collin County Community College last year. And then before that, she was actually a teammate with Lexi Duque at Rice. And so they're really close. They're very like-minded in just their competitiveness and their intensity in practice. And so Jazz has really hit the ground running. She's made a huge impact on our team already. And I think it speaks volumes for her that this summer her teammates elected her as a captain, and she's never played a game or even been in an official basketball practice here. So I think that we're going to really count on her to be a great leader for us, both on and off the court.
Last thing, you have done an amazing job in the last few years here at ACU bringing in some high-caliber opponents. As most of our fans have learned, Generally, when you play bigger teams, you go there, and that's just the way life is for a team on our level, lower end of Division I. But you brought in Air Force a few years ago, and now this year you bring in the University of Arkansas. I'm trying to help my friends and fans understand the magnitude of it. How would you describe it?
I think if you looked at Division I schedules, this might happen 3 times a year. For across Division I women's basketball, that a Power 5 school goes to a mid-major. It just doesn't happen. Maybe 3 teams will do that in an entire season, and so we really appreciate Arkansas's willingness to do that. And for them, it's a Division I road game, and so it's good for them as well to have that experience before they jump into conference play. They're very, very talented. They're going to be bigger, faster, and stronger than us. We need a great crowd on December the 8th. We need to fill Moody. We need lots of purple in there. We will really count on the ACU community. We know that they'll come out, but just everyone in the big country, come out and watch ACU host an SEC school, because it might not ever happen again. So it's a pretty big deal.
And no calling of the Hogs.
No calling of the Hogs, or you will be escorted out by our new athletic director.
That's right, Alan Ward. All right. The season is about a month away, a little over a month away, but practice begins this weekend. For Coach Julie Goodenough and Breanna Wright, I'm Grant Boone for ACUSports.com.